Hello, my name is Daniela Flores, and I am interested in the position for chair in this year's MUNMTY. So, my MUN journey has spanned several years at this point, four to be exact, and it started when I was in the sixth grade and I delegated in my first Model United Nations. It was a very eye opening experience because I had always been very interested in worldly events and all sorts of global issues. I just think it's very important, especially for young people, to be very involved and very aware of everything going on in the world. And of course, we can't know everything all the time, but MUN provides a great opportunity to focus on one specific thing and learn a lot about it, weigh all the different perspectives, and even develop ideas to push forward a perspective that might not even be our own and explore how others might feel, helping us empathize and better connect with others. Either way, my first MUN was IMUNS that year I previously mentioned, 4 years ago, and I delegated. I instantly fell in love with it. I was a very shy person, very soft spoken, and I could not speak in public for the life of me. However, several MUNs later, I've slowly trained myself, and now I'm extremely comfortable speaking in front of crowds, leading groups, devising solutions, everything all has become part of my daily life. And especially in MUN, I get to exercise all of these skills and put them to practice. Additionally, I've really strengthened my delegating skills. I've won several best delegates as well as honorable mentions and best position paper awards. I believe one of my strongest points is my research abilities and my public speaking, as I believe I can be very composed, clear, and eloquent. I also pride myself on my professionalism. I think I can be very devoted to things, especially when it comes to MUN, because as I've mentioned, I'm very committed to it. This year, I am also part of my school's secretariat, which is made up of students from all of the high school. However, only three students from the 10th grade make it in, and I myself am one of them. I work in the Human Resources and Academia department, so we work on writing background papers, detailing crises, and working with chairs. Additionally, my chair experience has been very thorough. I've spent a lot of time, especially in the past 2 years, working as a chair. I've been both moderator and director. However, my experience is more focused on moderating. I've worked on both external and internal simulations, and I take great pride in the advances I've made in doing this. I believe I am a fair moderator. I have a very thorough knowledge of the procedure. I can overcome any issues that come to me, and I can maintain composure in any difficult situations and proceed with the debate as it needs to be, as well as providing that extra passion that makes the debate so much more engaging to delegates. In addition, as I mentioned, I'm part of this year's secretariat for my school's Model United Nations. So I've been working a lot on my organization skills for a larger event, seeing all the logistics that go into it and everything that's really important to develop in order to make such a big event happen. Beyond that, we've also been writing our own committee, so I've really been able to exercise my creativity, which is why in Monterrey I would love to be part of one of the more specialized or creative committees, particularly FWC. I've had a lot of experience delegating in these, and this year I'm working with my school's team to create our own Futuristic War Council committee. And we've created something that I'm very proud of, and I think is a very creative final committee that the delegates will find extremely engaging. Additionally, I've gotten a letter of recommendation from my schools, from my Undersecretary General, and my former MUN club president, which reads as follows. And so this was written January 31st, 2026, a letter of recommendation for Daniela Flores by Luca Joaquin Villarreal Peterson, MUNMTY Best Moderator of 2024. Esteemed MUNMTY Executive Council, it is my honor to recommend Dani to the MUNMTY Chair family. As Dani's Undersecretary General at ASFM's IMUNS, I've had the utmost pleasure of watching her grow into the incredible speaker, academic, and leader she is today. However, when I first heard of her 2 years ago, described as one of the MUNers who just can't lose. At every simulation we attend, amidst the fabled closing ceremony excitement, Dani would add yet another best delegate to her already impressive collection. As an advisor to the MUN program's extramural debates at the time, I always found myself inevitably venturing towards her committee, purely to entertain myself with her bold and elegant style of creative synthesis. In fact, her entire friend group is essentially an MUN cult, famous at ASFM since the 8th grade for cleaning up at every simulation. I believe this friendly culture of competition and collaboration is precisely what fuels her exceptional talent in diplomacy and preparation. Last year, Annie was one of the first students in her grade to be selected as chairs for IMUs, despite being among the youngest members on the team. Last year, out of roughly 60 members, she was one of the only three in her grade who were recommended to the illustrious IMUN Secretariat. Since then, she's played a key role in spearheading the creation of 26 committees, drafting of 18 background paper guides, and the preparation of nearly 60 chairs. Dani is a quintessence of an out-of-the-box intellectual, avid collaborator, and passionate problem solver. Of everyone I've come to know in my 7 years within the Model United Nations community, Dani Flores is without a doubt the person I would most love to see take over my beloved Monterrey Futuristic Work Council, and I'd be more than happy to give her some pointers along the way. I know that if selected as a Monterrey moderator, Dani would pour her heart and soul into guiding and crafting a committee brimming with insightful discussions, actionable blueprints for change, and a little MUN magic. Best regards, Luca Villarreal. So, as Luca just mentioned, I am extremely passionate about MUN and I love the creativity that goes into it. As he mentioned, Futuristic Work Council would be my number one pick. However, I have a lot of experience in all sorts of committees. I've also been a moderator for Security Council in the past, which is also one of the committees I would love. And just in general, I am extremely thankful for the committee's consideration, and I would love to be a part of the team for this year. Thank you very much.